Okay, so I've gone a bit OTT with my weaving. That's fine. It's it's what I do. But regardless of whether you've done weaving or if you've done any kind of other decoration, or if you're leaving your treasure trove plain on the outside, we're now going to start on the shaping the exterior panel. So you can ignore all of this because this is just where the back of my weaving, I've got lots and lots of weaving. I've rather overdone it, but that's typical Christine. So we're going to start by making some marks on the back of our panel. And we're going to draw a line across both of the short ends that is 3/8 of an inch in from the side. We're going to do the same on the long sides, 3/8 of an inch in from the side. Then we're going to draw a second line that's 3/8 of an inch in from the first line, so 3/4 of an inch in from the long sides. And we are then going to cut out the corners. Now, it's difficult to show you, but what we're going to do is we're going to go along that first line and then up diagonally across that second square that we've created. So if I just draw the line in, and then I can hold it up to the camera. So we've got, this is our first line at 3/8 of an inch. This is our second line at 3/8 of an inch. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut along this line, and then we're going to cut from this corner to this corner. It's worth marking it in to make sure it's absolutely accurate. So we're cutting away this line and then down to the short end, and we're going to do exactly the same in each of the 4 corners. So I'm just going to mark my diagonals so that I know that they're exactly right. Marking them and cutting them very accurately means that when you come to create your treasure trove, you will find that your corners should sit beautifully. So I'm going to use a pair of sharp scissors. I'm going to cut in from the long side, and then I'm going to cut down from the short side across that diagonal line. And what I end up with is this. So you can see we've cut in and then across. I'm going to do exactly the same on all 4 corners of this panel. And this will be exactly the same however you've decorated the outside, or even if you've not decorated the outside. And it's essential that you cut this really accurately. So a sharp pair of scissors is really necessary for this. Now this is a raw edged project, so you'll see the edges of your faux leather. If you really want to cover those up, you can edge paint all the way around the outside, or you can use a Sharpie pen. What you'll end up with is 4 of these little shapes like that, and you can throw those away because you don't need them, and your corners are all cut away. And that's how we shape our panel, and that's exactly the same regardless of how you decorate the outside. What I would do now, a sensible thing to do, is to mark the top. So you mark the piece that is the flap. So if you've done your weaving on the flap, so like that, just put a T, so you know, or a F for flap, just so that you know that that's the top. Just because when we put the whole thing together, if you get it around the wrong way, you'll be kicking yourself and probably swearing. So it's worth marking the top there. And that's how we shape our panel. Now on my weaving, I've done top stitching all the way around the outside, so I've been able to trim off any of this excess weave strips that are in the sort of sides here. If you haven't, glue them down and then just trim off as much as you can. You don't want the weave strips coming into this outside 3/8 of an inch, because that's where you're going to fold and that will get bulky. So that's what it looks like from the back, and that's because I've got an extra lot of weaving. In fact, I've got 3 extra lots of weaving. It's very much up to you. That's what the flap looks like without any extra. So, and then I've got some on the back and some on the bottom as well. So when it's closed, I'll have that kind of look.